Hello everyone, Digfake and welcome back to some more Mass Effect. We left off back on the Normandy after getting Liara, which I consider a main mission in the game, and in the spirit of not missing anything, we must now do a complete loop around this ship, and then a complete loop around the Citadel, unfortunately. Investigate aliens on a ship.
Presley. I want to know if you have a problem.
I trust you, Commander. If you think they belong here, then so do I.
How did you end up assigned to the...
They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate.
Carry on, Presley.
He has all the same options. It might not be worth going back to the Citadel. I don't know. No, in spirit of not missing things, you gotta do what you gotta do. What's up, Joker?
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
You sure you want that?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that.
7 weeks.
Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship, and balance isn't what... The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance.
I have to go.
All right.
Okay. He doesn't have too much new to say. That was a funny little joke about him getting a medal. I'm trying to think back. No. I mean, I must have. I've done this before. Don't remember that line, though. You can't remember every line in every game, though. So, that doesn't really mean much. If anything, I don't remember something. Those of you new here, memory kind of sucks. It's got its ups and its downs. You got something to say to me? Such a weird, awkward walk up.
Anything
still.
You need, Commander?
Looking for time.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Speak your mind.
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
It's alright.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element 0 in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
You doubt it was accidental?
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
Time to talk,
then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
Yeah, it happens.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything kinetics did was gold. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Yeah, corporations and stuff have a tendency to do
Jump Zero
that.
was a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
You can talk to me, you
There's
know
no
that.
regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Do you? It sounds like you kind of want to talk about it. Totally honest. That was that conversation. What's going on down here? Any more codexes? Nothing? The most useless dead end of the ship ever? It does get used in some cutscene, and I don't remember what. But it exists. Shepard's locker. Yeah, I'll take it all. Why not? Medbay, replenish my Omni Gel, which I didn't use any of. Back room is where the aura is. I'm singing for no
Yes,
reason.
Commander? Is there something you need?
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headache.
I should go.
Goodbye,
it.
Commander.
Already did hear both of those. This will be new no matter what.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
I was worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
She's
You're
damn
in good
good.
hands. Dr. Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm
That's
just
fine.
glad we got there in time.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Yeah, we
Don't
know.
worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
My dude is so
It means a
trusting,
lot to
so
hear you say
fast.
that, Commander. Thank you.
I'd like to
Tell
talk
me
to you.
about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
You must get lonely.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau, I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
I feel the same way. Sometimes people just need to off. Give us some alone time. Some of us just like sitting there with our own thoughts. Why you gotta be all up in our grill? Why is that?
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
You see, that's very normal when it comes to parents.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
I was.
Sounds like you want to dissect
Maybe you'll
me in
meet
the
one,
lab
you never
somewhere.
know.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I
Not
only meant that
offended,
you
it's
would be an
okay.
interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Oh,
Calm
relax,
down,
it's
Liara.
okay.
I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Let's talk about
Do you know
Benezia.
why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
Sound
This
troubled.
hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
Yeah,
I'd
the
like to know more
Reapers.
about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Like what?
Oh, called
Most
it.
of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
How is that
I don't
possible?
understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What about the other
What
parent?
happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
Who was
Do
your
you know
father?
who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species,
Oh.
we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
That's
Maybe
terrible.
she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
How do they deal with that?
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The Union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
That makes sense. The mind
I should
meld.
go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Kind of take a kind of bit of his consciousness, alters yourself ever so slightly. I like these, sorry. They're a really cool race. Also some of my favorite, oddly enough, characters in the whole Mass Effect be the Justicars. The samurai of old age. Just something about that. Kind of a terrible thing to have floating around. It's kind of just like the Spectres, to be honest, but arguably even more powerful than the Spectres in the Asara universe. So down to the elevator. Guy, just so gnarly. The shading on my face is so broken. There we go. Nonchalantly, chill in the elevator. Hey everybody, Commander's here. Who wants to talk? Rex? Oh, I saw you raise your hand, Rex. We coming.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
Yes, we do.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Ooh,
Good.
flex.
He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
You knew
Why didn't
Saren?
you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought it was important.
Fair
I
enough.
think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
I already hear
This
these.
was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What was he
What did
doing?
Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching.
Creepy.
A couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
Smart on you, Rex.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Huh.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards. But they were no match for us.
Interesting.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Sometimes you just trust your
So long,
gut.
Rex.
What he did, he trusted his gut and still alive. Here to help us now. I don't really want to do that stuff.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
Of course.
I keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
All right. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
You don't trust
You don't
him?
trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, I mean, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
No, we need
Standing up for
allies.
ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
She does have points.
You've got a pessimistic view
It
of the
is-
universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're
Pessimist
fighting a
is what
bear
I- yeah,
and
it's
the
a good
only
one.
way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. as much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
Why do you feel like
seem
that?
like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
Your service.
Doesn't sound like you've worked with aliens before.
No, sir. Mainly I've been groundside, part of the surface garrison forces. I did get a rotation on a space station for training. Every Marine a rifleman, every rifleman ZG certified.
ZG certified.
That's odd. Your record is spotless and your technical scores are exemplary. You should be serving with the fleet.
Anyway, that's why I haven't served with many aliens, Commander.
Good way to dodge that whole section.
Lucky. I lost my family on Mindoir. Are you related to anyone I'd have heard of?
Couldn't say, Commander. I read about Mindoir. The Alliance screwed the pooch on that one. Should have had a bigger garrison. Is that why you're out here? To take the fight to the pirates?
To see space.
The future of humanity is out here. There's so much we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I still remember my first field exercise on Titan. When we hit mud, the reality hit me. I'm the first person who ever stood here. Then my drill instructor kicked me in the ass. I went face first into the muck. He spent the next 5 minutes chewing me out for gold breaking.
Gold breaking?
Don't tell me you had Gunny Ellison. He's the only one I know who uses that word to describe shirking duty.
Oh, Lord. You went to the Makapog boot camp, too? Yeah. Gunny Ellison's still reaming out recruits down there. Kicking ass and using words like inveigle and pusillanimous.
Okay.
All right.
Don't know where to go with that
I can see where
one.
your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
What if I say kiss somewhere else, lady?
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
Oh
That
shit.
depends, sir. If you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command.
Oh damn.
Sir.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Yeah, but I believe her.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
What?
I don't think she's used to teasing. Good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
That, like, just jump into another topic. It's like, uh-oh, cutscene into another one, or like one file into another one, not connected in any way, shape, or form.
We'll talk later, Williams.
Looking
That
forward
was
to
funny.
it, sir.
Either way, everyone, we're out of time for this episode. I really do appreciate you all stopping by and doing all. Wow, I really do appreciate you all stopping by. Do all the YouTube stuff, like subscribe, comment, the thumbs up button, share, all that fun stuff. It's not really that fun, but you should do it because it helps me out. And I'll see you all in the next video. Dig Pig out. I'm gonna stretch. Maybe yawn again. Because I just keep yawning. Terrible. It's like I'm always tired or something. Kind of sad. Kind of ridiculous. Pondering life. Goodbye.